Hello everyone and welcome back to another VOD review. We have Dallas Fuel taking San Francisco Shock. Of course we got to review this match. This was a pretty good performance here from the Dallas Fuel. San Francisco Shock, they're on a 20-win streak. And spoilers, it got snapped here by the Dallas Fuel. Dallas Fuel looking very good in this meta right now. Hanbin, my GOAT, putting on a great performance. So let's just get into it, check it out, let's get started. We can start talking about these teams and these players. Has been, more like has now, or Han now, or now been, or Cole El Uge. I don't know. There's something there, but I haven't found it yet. Yeah, what's up, Tasmo? What's up, Liz?
5, 4.
Are we gaming? Always.
2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
How'd your pickings go? Flawlessly. Don't worry about me. Okay, so about these two teams. These two teams look to be the two favorites going in for the West, facing off against each other. You know, on the back of like some crazy Genji. They've been absolutely dominant so far. Violet also on the main support. Actually kind of nasty. If you've been seeing the stats posts that have been going around, Violet is like statistically one of the best Lucios that we have in the league. Obviously he's on the best team. And it's more damage. Like he does a crazy amount of damage. We know how mechanically gifted he is as a player. So, you know, it's been awesome to see like him sort of like having that step up. But the big player, honestly, the big thing for the Dallas Fuel so far this stage has been Edison. Oh, he's dead. Has been Edison on the hit scan. Edison's been really stepping up here on this hit scan, on the Ashe, on the Sojum. You know, I didn't really think he had it on him. You know, you all know I'm a Dallas hater, according to all Dallas fans. But you know, like their hit scan has really been the biggest issue for Dallas. They played a lot of Gurio to mixed success. But Edison, you know, has really just been going to a new level. I'm not sure if it's this match or another match that we saw from him recently where he just went crazy. Hopefully it's this match. Spark going down, and I sort of talked about this a little bit in my weekly recap of, I'm really hoping Sparkle gets played more and almost exclusively throughout the LAN. They've been going back and forth with Doa and Sparkle. I don't know if they did it in this match, but they have been in the past, going back between Doa and Sparkle. And when there was a little bit of Mei flexing and some other things here and there, it made more sense. But I'd rather them just stick to one player. Just stick to one Genji. Sparkle played really well in this match. So hopefully we get to see more Sparkle, because Sparkle, especially at LAN, and whenever I say mean things about him, he just absolutely pops off and goes fucking crazy. So I hope we get to see more Sparkle. It was this match? Okay, sweet. We get to get some Edison, Farm, and Pop. Let's get a Sparkle Blade though. Does saying nice things do the opposite, apparently? You need to be mean to him more often so he pops off? Yeah. I got you, Tasmo. Sparkle, you suck. You're the worst Genji in the league. You're stupid, and I hope they play Doha. Good luck, Dallas. I hope you perform well at the LAN. We'll see how that works out. Krypton shift. I got you, Tasmo, okay? D tier Genji. Yeah, and you're D tier. Probably just went a little crazy. So you're saying Sparkle runs on spite? I can appreciate that. He has a Custa hate shrine in his room. It's just got like knives in my face, propped up on a wall, and there's just knives in it and X's everywhere. My eyes are gouged out. Edison gets Violet off the rip. That's kind of crazy. All right, what's Harman gonna do with this rampage? Custa voodoo doll. Oh, maybe that's what the sharp pain was. I thought I was just getting old. Oh wow, they let the Dallas fuel cap the point. Like, okay, actually, let's look at this, right? Because this is interesting. So obviously they're Violet down. Kalush goes to the point to contest. He gets there. And he gets a good thing. And so then he goes for the rampage. But there's just no follow-up. Like, where's Proper here? So Proper's just not in the same spot. So this is a pretty bad ult by Kalush in the grand scheme of things because they lose the point. And Dallas just consolidate here. Hanbin hits his ult. Oh, is he going to die for that? He does get punished for that. Oh, wow. Hanbin's ult was just as messy. Alright, so the Shock get away with that one because I think if Dallas were able to have a better ult, like, why do they keep like rampaging into Narnia? I don't really understand that one. Of like why? Because if they had just been able to hold the point and they'd just taken the fight on the point as a unit, they would have been good. But Hanbin just isolates himself with that rampage. Well, gets picked first a lot this match, yeah. This boot by Finn was crazy. Check this out. Oh shit, I just realized this is probably gonna resets every time. The Doom bin, dude, the Doom bin for the last fight. Hanbin loves a good switch off of the Jungle Queen. I don't know if I agree with it. So he boops the Bob, and then the Bob goes through the window and then falls off the edge. Oh god, Bob, no. I don't know how intentional that was. I'm sure that was more, you know, I'm sure he was thinking maybe it would work like that, but I don't know if you can claim that as intentional. Oh, that was an unfortunate first slash. So Violet and Proper really like to play this style of like two-man hit squad. And it actually works pretty well for them. They've been doing a good job of getting on Edison. Like, Edison has not really had crazy impact in this round. And this is just Dallas Fuel in a bad spot. Feels bad. Great move by Violet to push him further, actually, but...
Score 1-0.
The GOAT. Great boop, great boop. Alright, we're going to Ruins.
Round 2. Capture.
Hanbin trying to find Bob. Hanbin trying to save everyone, including Bob. Proper gets aggressive. They do a good job of keeping Proper alive. And Proper does a good job of staying alive. Hanbin gets isolated. The Shock have very good focus fire, it feels like. Every now and then they just choose someone to die. And they die. I wonder who their main caller is. If it's like Violet and Proper are like the main ones communicating who like needs to target who. The real 5-head boop is on this map. Oh yeah, this is the one where Hanbin goes to the moon. Oh shit, I should change my title, 1 second. Let me give you some Proper Bob while I change my title. Oh, Sparkle gets 2. How does that happen? How does Sparkle get 2? Let's just catch up on this. Like Proper is never talking when he shows cam, probably, right? Like maybe he's one of those mute DPS players who's just so good. Oh wow, Shock just took too much damage. The Dynamite was really good by Edison, and Sparkle just gained dash resets on that. Yo, Emong with the fat host again. Thank you very much for Emong. I saw some blankies in chat. You to check if I got a host. Thank you very much, Emong. I appreciate it. We come from Emong land. The Gnomes. What is up? We are VOD reviewing Dallas versus Shock here. Alright, chat, let's pose a question here while we're watching this. What do you guys think about the Ashe and the Sojourn? Oh my god, Violet just... Okay, we gotta watch that back. Let's just watch Violet ruin some man's career. That was filthy. Oh, he entered. That was the I'm feeling myself into turbo in. We've all been there as a Lucio player.
Let's get some healing beats going.
She's gonna blow. Behind you.
Lee Jagon, dude, Lee Jagon had some turbo feeds in some of the games that they played this weekend. Yeah, what do you guys think of the Ashe and the Sojourn? I think Ashe is really good on the right maps. Like, if you can play Ashe, I think it's the right play. But I think you have to play Sojourn on... Fuck! You gotta play Sojourn on some maps. Feeling like OBS Zenyatta out here.
Ready for battle.
Further we go. Alright, so we gotta skip this next team fight. Alright, there we go. So Dallas won that team fight. Unfortunately, we are unable to watch it. Alright, let's see how Hanbin uses his rampage. If the enemy has a carry Genji, Ashe better. You think I just worry about playing Ashe against a really good Genji. Opinions on Overclock versus Bob? I think it goes with everything. I don't think there is like, I don't think you can safely say Ashe is better than Sojourn or the other way around, right? And I don't think you can say Bob is better than Overclock. I think it's very dependent on the map and the situation that you're in. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this rampage. Hanbin getting a little... Hanbin loves to jump off of things and then press it. Gets whipped into orbit. Boy, planet need me. Still takes down proper, which is impressive. It's a has-been play right there. More like a Finn is the future. Hanbin space program. With Ashe, it feels like the team needs more coordination. So do DBS can play somewhat slow for the pick. Well, I feel like you just need to play around the Ashe. I feel like you need to play slower around the higher damage output, average higher damage output that the Ashe does. Play around the Dynamite stat. You have less like rush down potential, but you do way more damage from a distance. So I think if you can provide that space to the Ashe, kind of in the way that Dallas Fuel is trying to play it, right? So it's like he's playing Ashe. The problem that exists is if you have maps that are very close, like you just see, if they just run down your Ashe and don't allow the Ashe to shoot, you do way less damage. I also think the pick potential with Ashe is drastically lower. Like, how many matches have we seen recently where the Sojourn is just getting pick after pick after pick in the opening fight, right? Like, let's use Sparker from the London Spitfire in the most recent match against Toronto. Sparker just got pick after pick, just like out of nowhere, just killing people. Same thing with Seeker on the Boston Uprising. Like, they were just winning fights for free with the Sojourn. I don't feel like Ashe gives you that as much. Obviously, it's higher damage output and it's a more stable way of playing the game, but I think there's merit to both. Good Bob. And I agree. I think Bob is, on average, I would say Bob is a better ultimate than Overclock. Because Bob can control space, Bob can be used as an engage tool, as a match, as a team fight closing tool, as all these kind of tools. While Overclock is like, well, I gotta kill one or two people, otherwise the ult just doesn't... Like, how many Overclocks have we seen get pushed, and then they just like have to hide, or they're just standing behind a wall, or everyone just runs away from them, right?
Here's the plan. Do what I do, listen to what I say, and don't screw this up.
Bob, best peeler, yeah. Bob never lets me down. Actually, that's not true. He did just fall off the map.
4, 3,
I feel like Ashe just enables Genji more than Sojourn. Interesting. I can sort of see what you mean.
The objective.
I think it's because Ashe becomes a lot more of a target than the Genji. Who was it? Was Johnny had an interview with someone recently? Who was he talking to? Maybe he was talking to Landon. I think he was talking to Landon, and he was like, so what is the strategy behind dealing with the Ashe? And he's like, I don't know, just running her. It's like, yeah, man, can't argue with that. Oh, he missed the dynamite. That would have been a big dynamite.
The objective is now.
Oh, rolled.
Nothing a quick repair won't fix.
Wait, what's just Sparkle Flank? What's Sparkle Flank? Well, this isn't a flank right now. This is a running straight at him, unless they re-flank. Why was Killer that far back? I don't know. Did I miss it? Was it earlier?
Nothing a quick
Killer was just
repair
pushed out of the fight? Yeah. It was like, it was a somewhat a good play, yeah. Oh, he used TP, so he was coming back? Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Thanks for the help.
I think the observers get nervous whenever Lucy has ult. Oh, 100%. Like, this is the points in which Ashe is just obviously better than Sojourn, right? The Sojourn is just shooting left clicks, trying to get charged, trying to get rail up, doing like almost no damage in comparison to what you can do with an Ashe. And then you, like, it does feel like you're forced to go aggressive from time to time like that, and then you just get punished for it. How's the two Lucio thing still not fixed? I can't believe it. It's what happens when you play on a beta version of the game. And they haven't had an update come through the beta version of the game because it's only on this tournament client, right? It's not like it's on a live part of the game. And I think you'd be surprised with how difficult it is to fix something like that. Just as like a hot fix into a tournament client. It's been a month-old beta patch, and yeah, it's probably been fixed on the proper version of the game that they're working on, but it's probably a lot of work to get a patch version implemented. Yeah, probably not a high priority either. Yeah, exactly. Remember, we're a month out from launch. I think they have a lot bigger problems than other things. Dallas are just rolling them right now. It only affects observers, yeah. Yeah, like players aren't crap. Oh my god, Edison. Sheesh. Edison just, like, they didn't even need their new set of ults. Like, is Finn even gonna get a rally off before it doesn't matter? Sparkle Blade. The score 0-0 it is. Yeah, let me put up the map score. Dallas take the first map. A pretty convincing final round on well there. But it's pretty back and forth for the most part. Let's go to Paraíso.
Ready for battle.
What's the bug with two Lucios? If both Lucios drop the sound barrier at the same time, like spectators drop like flies.
Defend.
All right, let's get some Kilo Ashe puff. Well, so is this my crosshair or is this their crosshair? I don't think I've ever had a red circle crosshair. Custa pronounced Paradiso correctly? Yeah, I've been forged in the flame of people making fun of me for saying it wrong. It's pretty simple once you understand that the I is essentially like an E. Just say it like E. just paraiso. Paraiso. Oh, wow, he is. This is a prime example of like, why would you play Ashe over Sojourn? Look at how much damage Kilo is just pumping. And like, I look at the stats, like we have live stats as the matches are playing out. I would say Ashes on average do like at least 50% more damage than a Sojourn if they're just playing head to head. Obviously damage is not the most important thing with how much healing exists, but it's crazy. Like, but we've seen situations where someone's doing like, we've had an Ashe do like double the damage over Sojourn. If the Sojourn doesn't have space and isn't getting the picks, like it's just not worth it. Oh, that's a good dagger, and he doesn't have the shift. He was fine for that. Good hold by Shock so far. Killer's kind of just rolling right now from the back. What's the final voice like? I have no idea. That becomes a lot more player dependent, match type dependent. As I said, the 50% damage is a very generalized. Oh man, they potentially could have held that if Kilo had got the bob earlier. You could tell he was just like panicking trying to get the percentage for the bob. Field a rally already? Yeah, that's actually crazy. And I guess that's what happens when Dallas is taking so much damage. And that rally is really the major thing that gets them in that fight, right? Like, they get the rally earlier. They're just able to rally, engage, and they just, you know, the Shock just don't have the amount of damage to follow through with that sustain. You think it'd be different after rewatching the VODs? I think it could go either way. It really comes down to who shows up. Like, this meta is very heavily dependent on, like, very minute things, right? Like, it's, you know what, maybe we could play the same thing multiple times and it would go back and forth depending on individual plays, like big mistakes with defensive ultimates, you know, all those kind of things. It's a lot less, I think it's very volatile based on very minute things, if that makes sense. Yeah, Edison played a great game. Like, that's a great way. Like, if Edison plays the same way every time against the Shock, then yeah, Dallas are probably favored. But can Edison mimic this level of performance? Like, he's getting so many first picks. He's doing crazy damage. Good blade by Proper. It's an expensive fight for both teams. Like, Bob just got so much value, right? Like, these are the arguments of, like, watch how much Bob is just shooting at people here. Like, this is like the argument for Bob. He's just permanently putting out damage right now. And that's why you can make arguments that Bob is just way better than the Sojourn. Edison didn't get the beat, yeah. Double B coming up. It doesn't crash you every time. It's usually like there's a unique setup. Thoughts on the Sparkle proper head? I think Sparkle did a really good job. I actually don't know what the stats look like in this one, but I think it went pretty toe to toe in this matchup at least. Sparkle do be burning right now. Sparkle, yeah, he's good. All right, so we're just chilling on the high ground. Everyone's just vibing. What are we waiting for? I think Dallas is probably waiting for their rally. Yeah, I think if you're Dallas, you just play for the field of rally. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I actually think Dallas should have waited for that rally. I can understand why they didn't. But if you like track it all the way back, you know that you have the rally advantage. So if you get the rally, you know they have Rampage Blade. You know they have Rampage Bob. You have Blade, Rampage, rally coming up. If they had just waited for the rally, yeah, that takes them another 15 seconds to get the rally up. Waiting for that rally, using it to be able to sustain through the Rampage, through the Bob, probably would have been the smarter play. But instead they force the Blade into it. It does force the Rampage and the Bob, and you lose that fight. So they're in a really good spot here. Now they can just Rampage, rally into this one, and it should be hard to lose. But never say never. All right, rally by Fielder. Oh, Edison just kills Violet off the bat. As I said, here's the sustain. Just rally run at them. They need to make sure they're pushing the cart though. Keep the cart moving. Make it so that Shock don't get another fight. This is pretty textbook by Dallas right now.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Oh, Violet dead again. Yeah, Violet's just been putting himself in some awkward spots on the walls. Obviously, that's not a big one. This is a stagger scenario anyway, but it's a common theme. Oh, Chio's not gonna die. That's crazy.
Come on back, Gracie.
Doesn't help that Edison doesn't miss this series. Yeah.
Do something.
So Bob engage. Oh, that's not a great Bob. Actually, I don't even know where you would put a good Bob. Maybe like up here. We can all agree that back there is. We can all agree this is not the best Bob positioning though. Probably would have been better to use it reactively instead of aggressively, especially when you have a rampage. You're probably better off just engaging with the rampage. Oh, that's a good rampage. Oh, this is actually so funny from Harbin's Bob. He's doing so much damage, he gets healing. Dude, fucking Finn just forgets that he's here. And he hits the craziest axe and then Finn just gets murdered because of it.
Call that a bot? I was born to rule.
Do you even try playing Gurio? No. Why would you try to play Gurio? Edison has proven that he's very good at this, and I think... Honestly, I don't think they should play Gurio much this season. I think unless Edison starts struggling, I don't think they should play Gurio. I think Edison just is more flexible and has better pull, and I think he's just been performing better in general throughout the year. Oh, the point!
Round one.
Beat. Oh god, don't crash now.
Do something.
Bob.
Destination.
Do they think the Bob is gonna touch the point? It shouldn't be Proper's job to touch. I actually think this is a Finn misplay. I think it needs to be Finn. I think Finn needs to die on the point. Instead, he like runs in to help and he dies anyway. But I think Finn needs to do it. Yeah, obviously there was the boot from Fielder onto the Bob, but like you can't rely like in a game where there's a there's a Brig and a Lucio. You can't just be like Bob's on the point. Do not worry. Like that's never gonna work. They're 0.25 off touching, yeah. But they did not touch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend.
Would you choose Gurio or Edison if there was a Widow meta? When was the last time we saw Edison play a Widow? Right? Like that's the real question. When was the last time you saw Edison play Widow? I don't know if I've ever seen Edison play Widow. Not that I can remember, at least. Gurio looked like he had some good moments on Widow. But the problem is you can't only be a Widow player. Like, Arns kind of struggles from this as well, and that's why, like, Gladiators have other players. Like, Arns plays, like, Ashe and stuff like that as well, but his best hero is Widow, and it just kind of makes it awkward to play around. Happy over 100% of the time, yeah. But that, like, and that's sort of it, right? Like, Happy is a much more valuable player. In my opinion, Happy is a much more valuable player than Arns because Happy plays all the hit scans at a really, really high level, while like Arns, they didn't even play Arns on Sojin. Violet, you good? They wouldn't even, like, they didn't even play Arns on Sojin over Shoot, right? Sorry, but those are distant. Well, he's still good at Ashe, right? Like, he played Ashe this year, and, like, he's still very good at Ashe. But, you know, there's way more hit scan heroes you need to be able to play other than just Ashe, right? And Happy Widow is on par with Arns. I think if I was just talking Widow, I'd rather have Arns. than happy, but it's not that far. Like, the difference is not enormous in my opinion. Yeah, they just keep walking into this room. All right, they got the beat off for this one. Another pretty bad bob by Edison. Like, I would prefer it if Edison was using it towards the end. Like, he keeps like throwing it, not expecting people to move, you know?
I am restored.
I mean, he charges them so fast anyway. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you should throw them away. Like, that fight might have been way more convincing if he had used the bob at the back, on this backside or something like that. Oh, Finn dies with rally. Is this a Finn mistake? He missed the bash. I think that bash was a little greedy by Finn. He had a lot of health, so I can understand why he wanted to do that, but I guess Dallas had the beat as well to mitigate whatever damage was coming out. So yeah, that was a good focus fire though. And that is the exciting thing if you're a Dallas fan. It feels like the Dallas hive mind mentality has come back. Like they're back into their groove of like they just move as a cohesive unit. They coordinate better than anyone else. They work together better than everyone. It's like their uplink, you know, broke for the mid-season madness, and they're like, it's finally back in. Oh, that's a good ult by Harmbin. No real follow-up. The shock just disengage, and Sparkle gets punished from a good whip shot by Finn to force him off the wall. This should be pretty easy for the shock to close out. We'll probably use the blade. Is it me or the fight ults feel way more impactful in mid-fight than engagement in this meta? Yes, but you need to remember, if you don't use an ult to engage, how do you engage, right? Like, you can't just engage naturally without using an ultimate. So you do need to engage with an ultimate every now and then, and it does need to happen, but you can't just consistently do it. Wow, how does Sparkle get so, like, how do they get so split here? Like, how does Kilo end up in this room?
30 seconds remaining.
Oh, he gets forced back because of the damage from Edison. Look at the hive mind. If Edison knows, they all know. They get Kilo. It should be okay, though. Yeah, Proper gets Edison down.
Objective lost.
Get a Kaluge rampage, Pov.
Healing boost. Weaken the pack.
Whoa.
Taylor's moving, Lucio's grooving.
Kaluge more like Hasluge.
That hand needs a knife in it.
Okay, seems like a stretch.
Come on back, Gracie.
Can pin because he can do anything. The Dallas Fuel are giving up a lot of space. They just gave up the entire, like, 2/3 of this point just so that they can take this advantageous position. That's a pretty crazy give up right there. Obviously, this is a great spot for Edison to be able to just like shoot back, sit back, shoot down dynamites and that kind of stuff. So they're just putting all their eggs in that basket. But that's we haven't seen many teams do that. Most teams like to at least have somewhat of an earlier fight. Dallas gonna go to spawn? They thought about it.
I was born to rule. Here it comes.
60 seconds remaining.
I needed that.
Yeah, look how many resources they're putting in Edison to just like make sure he's successful. So rally engage, Sparkle Blade, Didn't force the beat, but they do get... How does Kilo die again? I think Kilo's getting isolated a lot. Yeah, that was a dangerous place to peek. Like, he really should have just stayed with the team, I think, in that situation. He got himself isolated a little bit. Oh, Finn's in trouble. Finn has been getting way too aggressive multiple times. Like, Finn has been the person getting punished. I understand he's the Brig and one of the most isolatable targets, but he's been dying for... Him and Violet, honestly, have been first deaths a lot. More than they should be. Alright, now Kaluj is going to the Doom. Is Killer getting picked from 101? No, he's not getting picked from 101s. He's just getting isolated. Like, he's isolating himself to the point that he can't get help from his team. Not a great ult by Hanbin. I don't think they win this. I want to go back and see this Hanbin ult. Just make sure. How does Hanbin mess up this ult so bad? Oh, the boop was good. He did only hit Violet as well. Maybe a little too early on that one. It was good play by Violet. Like, it could have been a big rampage, but yeah. You're starting to see, like, the Lucio and Brig players getting way better at making sure. Wow, those shotguns are nice. Oh! Oh! That was nice. Here's 40% to another ult. That was actually nasty. Yeah, Lucio's and Briggs are getting way better at pushing these Junker Queens around on the ult. Because the hitbox of the ultimate is very strange. It's like the size of orbit, but it like hitbox gets moved by the boops like really easily. Alright, so Finn's got the rally again. Really, Bob's proper dies for free. It's a bad, that's a bad fight loss. That's almost a free one. Obviously, Edison pops the Bob, but that's not a good fight for them at all. Now they're in final fight territory for the rest of it. When the game comes out, I hope we get more testing on Jungle Queen's ult and how it interacts. Oh, we will, yeah, right? Like, obviously, when everyone has full hands on it, it'll all make more sense. So Bob comes out. It's not a great Bob. Dallas can just disengage from this one. No one's got any rallies. Okay, Sparkle Blade is really going to be the question. Oh, do not die. Holy fuck. That was a dangerous wall ride. Force the blade out, fall back, smart, get some swings. We've seen a lot of Genjis do this, where they wait for the beat to go out. They're really just baiting the beat with the blade, and then they go for the Junker Queen. Proper, on the other hand, gets Edison down, which is kind of crazy. Good ult by Hanbin, just a little too late. The shot caps. Double beat, yeah. I don't know why it happens sometimes. You know, if you isolated Rookie of the Year into each role, main support rookie is an interesting debate. Yeah, absolutely. There's been a lot of really good young rookie supports coming into the league. Drawable. Drawable.
One. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Attack the point, huh? We're taking that objective. I need you, Gracie.
If you aren't in first person, oh really? It's a first person thing? Interesting, that makes sense.
60 seconds.
So how does Sparkle get Kilo? Because Kilo has died a lot here. Just on this map primarily. Oh, he shot himself into the room. I actually don't hate that because he shot himself towards his team, but no one really put any pressure onto Sparkle. Like, Sparkle was just able to do whatever he wanted there for a while. That was kind of disappointing for sure, because they did a good job of closing out that map, getting the 3 points, but it's just such a sad first point defense at the end. I feel like they should have put up more of a fight on that one. All right, 2-0 to the Dallas Fuel.
Battle.
All right, let's get some overhead. Ooh. Proper diff Sparkle. Was that a 1v1 in the purest sense? Let's have a look at this. Both getting healed. No, my problem. For people that are wondering what is the Junker Queen bug, look at how much temporary health Proper gets in this fight. And this is a big problem that obviously we don't talk about intentionally, but this is a big problem with this patch. Look at how much temporary health he gets. Goes up to 389 health. So that is the bug for anyone who doesn't, who hasn't heard of what is happening. The way it works is that if there's an LOS that if you shout, it's very hard to replicate. But if you shout and then you break LOS and then show LOS or something, that's as far as I'm aware, that's how it works. It will double up the shout health. It has been a whole thing this patch. It has been something that players have been very verbal about and stuff like that, but it's the same thing. It just can't be fixed in the short term. It is pretty game breaking, but it's hard to like stop it. You know, like it happens inadvertently, right? Like Kaluj didn't mean to give Proper the double health there, but then he can use that to go punish Sparkle as well. So it is one of the most unfortunate things that does happen in this meta right now. This is a private client. Yeah, they play on a tournament client. At least it's hard to do it, so it can't be easily abused. Yeah, it's from what I've heard from players. I can't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking to a player about it, and they said it's very hard to replicate in like in a game scenario. So it's hard to like actually abuse. Alright, so now we got the head-to-head. Spark was getting isolated. Oh my god, that kill on a Finn was so important, so he gets the dash reset. That literally is the determining factor for this first fight. If he doesn't get that kill on a Finn, he doesn't get the reset, and then Finn probably lives and Sparkle probably dies. It's going to be a patch strictly for Al after this tournament. Yes, so fortunately, the developers have come out. Aaron came out and said there will be a patch for the Countdown Cup. There will be a patch in which he's going to nerf Junker Queen, hopefully fix the Junker Queen bug, hopefully fix all those bugs and stuff like that. They just don't want to make any nerfs in the middle of a tournament or any changes in the middle of a tournament that might affect, you know, the competitive integrity of it.
I was born to rule.
30 days waiting on some Fox Girl info, man. Dude, me too. I am so excited for a new support. What was the last big support we got? Bap and Brig? I want something new. I want something new in my veins, but they'll probably do it close to the release to build the hype. I don't know. I didn't really love Bap as a hero. He's kind of cool, but he's not my favorite. Too aim intensive. Which sounds bad, but it's like, you know, I love aiming. Like, I love Ana and Zen. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like an Overwatch. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like I have enough cool, fun support things to do, you know? kind of generic FPS. Yeah, that's sort of what I don't like about it, right? Like, the shift is none of it is like super spicy or interesting. You're not a burst gun guy, yeah, not a battle rifle kind of guy. So rally on rally. Bob comes out. That Bob's just getting melted. Can they isolate whoever's in this room before it happens? I'm surprised we didn't crash. But as you said, first person. Blade on blade. Dude, this was so many ultimates and proper Genji diff. Great play, great play. That was it. That was the most pure ult fight that you can have right there. And proper gets the edge. BAP was released 3.5 years ago.
I know one thing.
You wanna know the sad realities? You said BAP was released 3.5 years ago, and I'm like, oh, I remember. I had to learn how to play that guy. That's when main supports were playing. We played BAP for a while. Had to learn how to play BAP a long time ago. You can see the overhead glitching out on the Lucios, yeah. So I just gotta remember when both Lucios have beat to go third person. Okay. Oh, actually, this was a really cool play. Watch this, by the way. Kilo peeks. Boom. Wasn't even aiming for Fielder, but he knocks Fielder down onto the low ground. Fielder doesn't get the bash back on. Boom, dead. And that is a team fight winning thing. Harmon tries to turn the fight. Gets a really good rampage. But Kaluj answers back. It's going very back and forth, but proper hit him up it all up. I feel like Echo just released. Because we've all been in a stasis chamber for the last 3 years of this. It's a depression stasis chamber. I'm just not thinking about it. COVID years too. Yeah, it's all been a blur. Killer's getting isolated again. No one really help him. Oh, Sparkle loses the 1v1 to an Ashe. That's not great. You really got to hit those shots if you're Kilo. Yeah, like, you kind of got to hit those shots if you're playing the Ashe in this situation. At least, like, get a headshot it. There we go. Right. That's much better. Nice.
Team kill.
Alright, that's a lot of ultimates coming up here for the Shock. They should be able to close this out pretty easily. Dallas need to take a quick fight here. I think if you rally, try and force as many ultimates out of the Shock as you can. But you don't want them to get much push, because otherwise Shock can just win by pressing all their ults. So rally on rally. Trade rallies. Hopefully for the Shock, they can just stall this out. Killer should be bobbing soon, I think, though. Oh, Killer gets Edison. Big plays. It's a great bob as well. Beat has to come out from Chio. Yeah, smart play, smart beat by Violet here. Like, this is a really smart beat. It's an unconventional beat, but it's the right one. Because you understand, you just need to win the fight in the next 5 seconds, right? Like, you just need to hold the point. They beat. The only way you really lose this is if you guys die in the next couple of seconds. Hold your advantage, beat to give yourself confidence and force them off the point. And then you kind of just like hope that they don't get the blade out and kill everyone before it is. Like, you win the fight before they get it, the ult out. Which they did. So that's a really smart beat by Violet. I think Dallas will win this tournament. In the West, they're probably the favorites.
Ready for battle.
But I think you cannot count out the Shock. Ever. Speaking of Valorant, I find it funny when Achilles accidentally calls the LA APAC teams the Valorant during broadcast. Ah, yeah, it happens. He's got Valorant on his mind. Yeah, Houston on a good day can upset either teams. Whoa. That's the interesting play by Kilo and the Shock. They recognize that Dallas is taking 30 seconds to wrap around them. So it's like, okay, we'll just take your spot then. I don't hate it, honestly. As long as they hold the cart. Oh, they got good damage as well. That's what you gotta be careful of, the Sparkle and the Genji. Yo, Sparkle, switch Widow. Oh my god, Sparkle just got murdered. Oh, Proper gets isolated, killed. That's not a bad first fight for the Shock. Obviously, that Proper death was the big problem. Also been a Houston fan since season 1. I'm ready for disappointment. Classic. Yeah, Edison is fucking. He's at 72% ult charge. Is everyone playing Junk Queen because she's so strong or she's compulsory at the moment? She's just compulsory because of how good her commanding shout is. Chio. Okay, now we're waiting. Edison's going to get a fast bob. They should play off of this bob. Recognizing how fast it came up, they should play off of this bob. Good bob as well. Yeah, it's a really good bob because it just holds this angle so well. You see Finn trying to push it into a bad spot, but you can't. Nice. To go straight, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Welcome to the fam. Okay, Dallas following this up. Keep going, go on. Gurio's been a weaker player this season, I agree. Gurio's had his moments, but I think he's been too inconsistent. I think they're better off just putting all their resources into Edison. No leaks. True. Gurio is a Widow main, yeah. I think if you enter a hard Widow meta, you play Gurio. Because as we said, we don't really understand our Edison, but I think any other hit scan, you keep playing Edison. All right, double beat coming. We got to stay in third person. I like this boop attempt by Chio. Gets it. Good boop. Doesn't get punished for it. All of a sudden, they stuck on the low ground. Interesting blade by Sparkle. Man, Chio and Sparkle just hunted Proper down across the way. So now they're going to rally later with a Rampage. Great beat by Chio. Violet has to respond just to stay alive and in this fight, but this might actually be a really bad fight for the Shock. If Dallas win this fight, this is really bad for the Shock. Violet's isolated. Good turn on the Violet. Are they going to get it? Yeah, good kill on the Violet. Yeah, this is a really bad fight here by the Shock. They committed so many ults, but it felt like they were so reactive that they never really had control of that team fight. So now Edison's got a bob, Proper's got a blade. Proper has to go crazy on this blade. Like, that's really the only way. Shock win on this. Oh, shit! Is that all Sparkle? Oh, he deflected a kilo shot into Proper? Damn, that was nasty. Oh my god. This is the Sparkle we know and love.
Wobble, motherfucker.
I'm so sad the streak ended. Hey, you know, it was kind of ridiculous they got to 20 wins in a row in a regular season, so it is what it is. Good deflect by Sparkle. Oh, getting low. Shock didn't have you to stop them like the Titans. I know, yeah. Shock were just lucky I retired. Otherwise, I would have had them. Oh, that's a bad beat by Chio. Does not say fielder. Oh, they're committing into this fight, though. Yeah, that might have been a little ambitious there from old Sparkle there. You hear the last team to beat Shock was also Dallas from last season? Yeah, but a lot of teams beat Shock last year, so I don't think that's that crazy of a statistic, and Dallas were good. Like, that would have been statistically likely. Will you be doing your tournament bracket preds on stream? I've already done my tournament preds bracket. I'll be uploading it to YouTube on my CNN weekly recap. It'll probably come out tonight. I'll probably try and cut it and put it up tonight. Otherwise, you can go back into my Twitch VOD and have a look at it. You know, important PSA, I'm a little off the goop. So Sparkle's being annoying, pushing the thing. Trade rallies right there. Kaluge ult. Oh, it gets Harmon in the air. If you get one person with the rampage, it's worth, especially for the opposition Junk Queen. It's an expensive fight there for Shock, so it's a good fight win for them, but they lost the rampage, so now it all comes on to Hanbin. Like, Hanbin has to be the one to get big value here.
I was born to rule.
60 seconds remaining.
No, this is my only VOD for today. I'm not doing too many VODs. Oh. Oh, that's pretty good, though. Dude, I feel like Violet is in a constant state of being in Narnia in this game. CZ, thank you very much for the fresh sub. All right, good closeout by Dallas there. Harmon gets a lot of value with that rampage. Proper's coming up to the blade, though. So what you need to fear this man if you are the Dallas viewer right now. They're gonna get a pretty good touch as well. Dallas has to disengage because they're not at full force. Oh boy. Hanbin's back on the Doom. Here we go. Oh. Edison just fucking got domed with that deflect. You kind of got to take that shot and hope for gold, but yeah. Woo, San Francisco Shock get one back. So now we go to push. And Dallas is really good at push. And I think they're about to give us a masterclass. I don't remember if they full cap or not on this one. We'll see.
Good to see you. Here we go again. Shields up.
Remember when Avril said Hanbin Doom was godlike? What was his source? Did he just make it the fuck up? We watched a lot of scrims. We watched a lot of scrims prior to the season starting because we obviously we had no reference to go off of with a lot of these players, so we kind of needed to get a feel on Overwatch 2 and the teams and the players. So fortunately, a lot of these teams let us watch in on their scrims, and Hanbin Doomfist was kind of nasty. And that, I will say, the first time I watched proper scrim for the first time, like a month before the league started. And that was the first time that I really got on the proper train. Because I watched Proper just fucking destroy someone. Like, I can't remember what team it was, but he was on Genji, and it was just ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm on the Proper train. And I've never gotten off since. But yeah, Dallas actually played a lot of Doomfist going into the season, and Hanbin was primarily their player on the Doom. Oh, Fielder gets pulled in. Oh, good kill by Proper. That was a good execute on the... I think Sparkle is the better Genji. Well, Lockful, you're also a diehard Dallas fan who does not concede on anything to do that is anti-Dallas. So I can't really convince you there, but Proper is 100% a better Genji than Sparkle, I think. It's not, actually, I would give you 100%. I think it will be close, but Proper's value is in the fact that he's incredibly flexible. But I would still, if I had to pick a Genji, I would still pick Proper. If you made me choose between a single Genji player, between Proper and Sparkle, I would still choose Proper. Who are you diffs both? Maybe. I can see that. I especially in this meta, Who Are You looks to just be fucking crazy. I wish we could get like a proper Who Are You head like match. But you're also on the fuel hate train, yeah. Well, you know, you take the good with the bad, right? It feels like Sparkle is back. Like, it does feel like Sparkle is back in a big way. Like, he's been a little inconsistent this stage. Sorry, this year. But I think he's really playing some of his best Overwatch right now, it feels like. Fuel number 1 after this win? Yeah, 100%. I think Fuel are definitely the favorites to win in Toronto. Blade beat, Blade beat. Wait, no, Proper hasn't ulted yet. What do we got? Oh, he used his dash, expecting to get a reset, but he killed him before. Oh, this was the fight, bro. This was the fight. The fact that Dallas won this fight was crazy. All right, one second. Let's watch this fight. I remember seeing this fight in real time. So here we got lots of ults. Dallas versus Shock, right? And the beats are going out left and right, blah, 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 blah. Dallas get control of the bot and just fucking run with it, right? Hanbin doesn't get the memo. But the hive mind is just like, well, we got the bot. Let's just run with it. So they're just running with the bot, going. Sparkle's now the frontliner, staying alive. And this is great because this means if Shock wins, they're not going to get anywhere near as much progress. So they get Sparkle, but they also trade back Proper. So then they're like chilling, and Fielder gets a rally. Edison gets the kill onto Kilo, and Fielder's like, okay, fuck it, we can win this. Pops the rally knowing they have the advantage if he does. He just lives. You can't kill Fielder. He's in the rally. They don't have enough damage. He just manages to live. Boom. Back onto the bot. Playing the hive mind. And now all of a sudden the Shock players are in a pinch. They get caught. Violet dies. Collusion's in a bad spot. Finn's in a bad spot. And they can go to the point. And now they are getting progress even just after the team fight wins. They're already getting progress, and now they're, you know, threatening their own butt scratch checkpoint after just one team fight that it looked like they were at a disadvantage from. Like that was one of the craziest plays I've seen on Push. Honestly, that team fight win and the confidence in themselves to win that. Edison overclock? Not a great overclock. Watch Hanbin's ult. You're the boss. You get booped into the air again. I don't know why Hanbin, he's like a superhero. He likes to jump out of windows and then do something cool. Hanbin just hates to rampage from the floor. It's just, he just doesn't like it. He still hit a couple of people with it. It was still valuable. He still gets the ult. And that should be the checkpoint here for Dallas. Who's your top 5 Genjis in this meta? In the world? Who are you? Proper Sparkle Stalker.
Your team has lost the lead.
Zest. Oh, I forgot Kevster.
Time for the reckoning.
Oh, Pelican. I forgot Pelican. Okay, no, Zest is out. Pelican's in. 100%. Sorry, Zest fans. Sorry, Philly fans. I tried to give you one. I'll keep Sparkle in over Kevster just because Gladiators. I don't. Kevs is probably above Sparkle, but just because of the performance of the Gladiators, and if we're just saying this stage, I'll give it to Sparkle.
Come on back, Gracie.
Pele number 4. That was in no particular order. I'm just saying the names. I'm not gonna do an order list. Pelican is 120% in that list, though. By the way, like that was just a hard forget. There is no way Kev is in a top Genji. I think he's definitely in that list. Like, he's definitely up there, but it has to be 5. If I can make it top 6, I'm putting Kevster in the list, and I don't think I would even be upset about it, but for this stage, yeah. But, like, here's the thing. With that top 5, I don't think you can take anyone out. Like, the only one I think you can take out of that top 5 list is potentially Sparkle. Proper, Stalker, Who Are You, have to stay. Pelican has to stay. Like, those are easily 4. And then I think it's between Sparkle and... I think then it has to be between Sparkle and Kevster. For that 5th spot. So, Rally trades, Killer uses the overclock, doesn't really get much value. Dallas disengages and then re-engages from the Shock backline? Sparkle... Dude, Violet is holding that beat. That was a good beat hold. Didn't get punished for it. Chio does not have the P. Proper should go crazy on that Genji. And he does. This checkmate Sparkle? This checkmate slander? No way. Do the Shock get the checkpoint off of this? I think Edison... Yeah, no, they don't. Yaki top 5 for sure. Did you see Profit staying on that brig for the tournament? Yeah, 100%. They're not going to move Profit off of the brig in this tournament. Like, remember, Eris, who is their new flex support, hasn't played this meta at all. He didn't even play for the Outlaws when he was on the Outlaws. So, Profit's not going to move. And he doesn't need to move. You know, as we said, Stalker has been going crazy on Genji this stage. If you have not been watching Stalker on the Genji, he's been playing really well.
Good to see you. I was born to rule.
I've asked you some of the stupidest takes. Hey man, stupid takes are entertaining. I respect it. It's not like he's on like the official broadcast where you're not like you can't just say whatever the fuck you want. Dude, fuck it. I love just going Papega and just going in with some crazy things that you just harder believes in. Alright, Fielder, Rally. Oh, Kaluj gets got. This is the fight that probably broke the San Francisco Shock's back. So now they don't have the Rally. Sparkle gets a free blade here because Violet does not have the beat. So let's see where this comes from. I think that that little bit of hesitation was Sparkle not sure if they had the beat or not. And then he waited, and when they didn't beat, he's like, oh, I'm going. Oh, dude, this survival was crazy. They just can't kill him, man. He's a ninja. Literally and figuratively. Chio, baby. Beat engaged to get to the point. They really should win this fight, and they just don't. Finn goes down, Proper gets the blade. Great boot by Chio on the dash slash from Sparkle. And Dallas Fuel letting their presence be known. Full capping on New Queen Street against the San Francisco Shock to close out this series 3-1. Dallas Fuel move on to be the favorites of this summer showdown tournament in the Toronto land. We'll see this matchup happen again We'll see if does Edison show up in the same way again. Can Sparkle keep up this level of Genji? Will Hanbin remain the GOAT? That's what the Dallas Fuel fans are hoping, because the Shock are nipping at their heels, and you never know what level of Shock is going to come in, or what level of Houston Outlaws will come in. Maybe we're just misremembering. Maybe Pelican's going to come in and become the dominant Texas team. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this VOD review. I will be having a special one coming out soon as well with Spillo, an ex-coach of the London Spitfire. We're going to be breaking down the meta, talking about the London Spitfire versus Toronto Defiant match tomorrow as well. So keep an eye out for that one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you guys love Overwatch League VOD reviews, all that good stuff. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. And I will see you guys next time.